Good day everyone, my name is Nur Syafiqah Yaakob. I am from University Kebangsaan Malaysia. The title of my presentation is A Way Forward Global Competence Among ESL Teachers. So this is for 29th Malta International Conference 2021. I will talk about global competence models, global competence among ESL teachers. For change to occur in education, teachers must be trained in teaching global competence for them to help the students to gain global competence to work and to collaborate in today's globalized and interconnected world. So the goals of global education as described by Sinagatulin 2019 is to prepare students and young generations to live, work and cooperate with people from different racial backgrounds, social, cultural, ethnic and language. And it is to help them develop a creative and reflective personality for them to make constructive decisions and take responsibility for the present and future of their home country and the world. This is also to make sure that students are able to develop their global competence to productively function within their own microculture, mainstream culture and global society. As reported, OECD PISA has already started to measure students' global competence, and we teachers are seen as the educational gatekeepers who decide on the content and the learning experiences of the students. What is global competence? As explained by Orazbayeva 2019, refers to commitment to cooperation and appreciation of our common humanity, a sense of responsibility for them to have knowledge and understanding of international issues, including global and local issues, and appreciation of and ability to learn and work with people from different linguistics and cultural backgrounds, for them to have proficiency in a foreign language and maybe multiple languages, the skills to function productively in an interdependent world community. Global competence is also simplified as the personal growth of individuals, the skills and abilities for them to comprehend global and intercultural events, to interact and work in today's global scenes, the readiness and abilities to communicate and collaborate with diverse others, and to master the abilities to reason with information, to express opinions, views, to understand conflict resolution, and to adapt in the interconnected and ever-changing future of today's VUCA environment. So VUCA refers to volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous environment of today's education and especially employment. Why do we need global competence? So the need refers to being able to have knowledge-based skills and attitudes for effective professional duties as teachers in schools and to function in a changing and interdependent society. It is also for teachers to demonstrate a specialized skill set, relevant teaching, to prepare students for life and to prepare today's teachers or educators to renew their practice suitable with the current needs, to combine local and global experiences through a critical reflective approach. For the setting, another reason is because of the current setting, the increasingly diverse classroom and students need. That's the reason why we need more complex skills for collaboratively addressing transnational issues, global issues, a better understanding of the factors that contribute to globally competent teaching. And it is said that schools are insufficiently engaged in preparing students to tackle the global challenges. That's the reason why teachers' global competence is important for them to transfer all this knowledge to help prepare the students through their teaching in the classrooms. So global competence in Malaysia, it is stated that the quality of teachers and achievement of students are associated with teachers' competency. But the level of Malaysian ESL teachers' teaching competency was at moderate level, as stated by Yusof and Yaakob 2019, with high level in teaching methods and aids, but weak in aspects involving pedagogical competence, relevant knowledge and skills to compete in the globalization era. So another study found that 56 teachers disagreed and strongly disagreed to whether their students can interact with a degree of fluency and spontaneity that makes regular interaction with native speakers, or the native speakers here refers to English speakers, and 32% neither agreed or disagreed. This shows that the teachers need to help students to feel comfortable to engage with others of diverse community. So this can be done through gaining global competence. Based on OECD PISA 2018 result, it states that lower than average OECD score of Malaysian student performance in PISA, that is 54% level 2 in reading literacy test as compared to their average 77%. So the lowest level of awareness of global issues with the PISA index negative 0.41 and rank 60 among 64 PISA participating countries and economies. So reading literacy here refers to students not being able or had difficulties to comprehend lengthy texts, deal with abstract or concepts, establish distinctions between fact and opinion based on the content and source of information. And all this related to general and current issues or issues around the world. That's the reason why this OECD PISA, although it is not for all the students in Malaysia, but it can be a stepping board or a point for us to help making sure that our education system has the input of global competence to help the students with their PISA results and to help the students as a whole for their development in education and for future employment. So Global Competence by OECD 2020 refers to the abilities of students to examine local and global cultural issues, understand, appreciate others' perspective, engage in cross-cultural interactions and collab, to take action for sustainable development. So this is said to be negative 0.41 and we are ranked among 60 of 64 countries. So it is quite worrying and it is concerning that our students are still weak at global competence such as having global awareness and understanding of global issues. It makes the teachers' global competence to become significant to help the students to gain global competence. So global competence models, they are quite a lot, but I would refer to the one by Hunter. A bit general, it is for both teachers, students, for everyone, and then for something that is closely related to teachers teaching would be Globally Competent Teaching Continuum by Tigno Wegner. So as you can see here, this is a summarized version of ESL Teachers Global Competence. So the integration of global competence in language lesson for students to experience meaningful learning, such as if we look at knowledge, for them to understand current global issues, understand interconnection, appreciation and respect others, accept opinions and achieve understanding in their interaction. For skills is to have multilingual skills, as mentioned before, maybe to have a foreign language adding in their skill, and then encouraging classroom environment, integrate meaningful learning experiences, interactions, collab and interconnection, as well as for them to be able to compete or to sit for global competence assessment with better results. And their attitude is for open and value opinions and active participation. For globally competent ESL teachers, teachers can enhance quality of their lessons by contextualizing global trends and issues with local means to collaborate or to integrate these two together to help students see the points and connection between the ideas or the issues in their community and outside of their community. so they will be able to explore and to open their minds to other things around them. To encourage, apart from that, encourage creative and critical thinking among students, to show understanding, awareness and skills, respond appropriately to the students, to the issues mentioned in maybe in textbooks, today's CFR textbook, and global or current issues that are happening right now. And teachers can evaluate the sources better and to facilitate students' preparation for complex societies and global economy. So this is more related to what the students are going to take after school. So teachers need to enhance the quality of their lessons by helping students to prepare for the real world, for the employment of future studies. The implementation, it is global competence. Teachers' global competence is to supplement the content in CFR, because it is found that the articles and examples are based on the American and British or European cultures mostly, overlooking some other cultures such as Asian and very few on Middle Eastern. Hence why we need to have global competence, so to help making connection and to help students view that there are other things besides the Westerns, so the students are able to have different opinions and different ideas. So regarding CFR Pulse 2 textbook, for example, it is said to have very minimal to non-cultural content of Malaysia. So the reason why we need to have global competence for us to integrate local and global ideas in lessons. It is also stated that the present knowledge of subject matter in Malaysia is derived from the Western viewpoints, thus constructive to consider the inclusion of more information from the local and Southeast Asia region. So this is to give a more global standpoint. Another implementation is needed to prepare students for future employment. So for the students to have competency for better interaction since English is learned on the purpose of creating understanding and successful communication, and this involve international interaction, since English is the language of medium, the language of instruction, or is known as the world language. So it is also to help the students to know how to use the language to speak and read, and with the purpose of communicating with people of varied cultural identities. This is because a study by Ting 2018 stated that employers employed some candidates with broken and atrocious English if they could communicate confidently and effectively. So effectively here is explained by Ting as being able to talk about the content and to especially for international markets, they are able to talk with the international clients better. So learning English does not only confine to the knowledge of using the language, but also understanding of the background of the language and the speakers. The reason why we need global competence is for us to know the history and the background of the language to be a more effective communicator. Some of the challenges that the teachers are facing, as reported by researchers, will be insufficient teacher education, especially in bringing the changes needed to prepare teacher candidates to understand and address important social issues critically. There is also lack of research dealing with teacher empowerment on their attitudes and their skills toward change. Another one would be the limited research on social studies, teacher education and global perspective, as well as teachers need it is said that teachers need practical direction for the class to teach global competence in classroom. Some of the recommendations would be to help teacher by providing proper guidance and to help them to implement global competent teaching in lessons. So the guidelines can be very helpful for the teachers to refer to and to maybe discuss with others regarding what they need in or what they need to improve for the implementation of global competence in teaching. So maybe it could help with more workshops and training programs and webinars for teachers to learn about globally competent teaching that MOE can organize, or maybe different organizations can organize. So the organization of programs to develop teachers' global competence and ideas that they can use to supplement CFR textbooks. Also, another recommendation would be to have to give specific awareness to the importance of global competence for future studies and employment. So this can be both for teachers and students, as well as to emphasize global competence development in teacher education. This is related to previously challenge that the teachers face regarding their insufficient teacher education programs. So these are some references, and thank you. If you have any questions, if you are looking to collaborate, do let me know. This is my email and my phone number. Thank you.